Hi, thank you for tuning in today. If you want to roll out your yoga mat, we'll go ahead and start our practice today in a child's pose. So you can do whatever variation of child's pose you like the best. If you'd like to open up your knees here, you can. You would keep your big toes together in the back and then just gently send your hips back. Rest in the center of your head on your yoga mat here. We're going to start this child's pose nice and easy with our arms here. So elbows relaxed. You can let them make contact with your mat here. Nice soft hands. And maybe start with an exhale. Just blow out. See if you can soften through the face and maybe relax down through the jaw here. We'll begin to find our breath. And as we do, we'll just reach our arms out a little further with each breath that we take here. So starting with your first inhale, nice and easy, go ahead and breathe in through your nose. Take your time. And as you do, walk those fingertips on both hands forward just a little step. And as you exhale, we'll blow out and press down into this. Just like that, we'll breathe in again. As you do, you'll find a little more length with those fingertips, reaching them forward. Exhaling to settle down into this pose, maybe sending that breath down your spine towards your tailbone, making some nice lift. And then one more time. We'll breathe and reaching those fingertips even further this time around, making the adjustments with your head if you need to. And then exhale to blow out to settle in, emptying out completely. Go ahead and take one more round of breath here in your child's pose, making some space for our practice. Exhale, and you can blow out with a nice little sigh, maybe letting go of a little something here. When you're ready, we'll slide those hands in a little closer towards the side of our face here. Pressing into the palms, we'll lift our head up and then gently bringing our knees back underneath our hips here. So we're moving into an all fours position. When you're ready, where we're going to begin with that right arm. With a breath, you're going to inhale, reach that right arm towards the top of your mat. You kind of think like a one-armed puppy pose. Using the next breath, go ahead and pull up. We're going to thread it under the left, nice little thread the needle. And then moving through these two poses, just nice and slow. You'll inhale, you'll reach forward, stretch out through the arm and the back. Using your next breath into that thread the needle pose. We'll go two more times here. So the idea is to move very slow, very mindfully, just warming up and finding our breath. One more time. Reaching towards the top of your mat, nice lift. This time when you bring it under into that thread the needle position, go ahead and rest down here. We'll pause to take a round of breath and just see what feels good with this left hand. You can keep it right where it is, or you can walk those fingertips towards the top of your mat. Soften both of those hands here. And then gently slide that left hand back in towards your face. Press into the palm, and this right arm is going to reach all the way up and to the side. Nice twist. And exhale takes it down. And we just move into the other side. Left arm is going to reach towards the top of your mat into that one-armed puppy pose. The next breath lifts you up, takes you under into that thread the needle. And again, moving through this a few times. As you begin to increase the length of your breath, you might also be able to increase your range of motion. Maybe you just reach a little further each time through. Taking your time to move slow here. We're not in any rush. And one more time. We'll reach those fingertips to the top of the mat. And then this time when you come under, let's hold that thread the needle pose for a round of breath. Seeing what feels good with this right hand. Option to keep it right where it is, or you could just walk those fingertips forward, finding the lift on side of your body. Soften those hands, exhale to blow out. This right hand is going to slide back in towards our face. Press it into the palm again, using your next inhale to take this left arm all the way up and open. You twist, and you exhale to take it down. From here, we'll pull in our core muscles nice and tight, tucking the toes. We're going to go ahead and lift the knees up right into a down dog. Press those heels down, and then move with your breath here. Inhale, go ahead and lift those heels up. Exhale to press them down, maybe a little further. We'll go 2 more times. You lift up and press down once more. Inhale to lift up, really roll it onto the balls of your feet. This time as you exhale, press down as far as those heels want to go. Option to open those feet up even here if that feels a little better. But dropping your head all the way down. So release any tension in your head, your neck, your shoulders. And using your next breath, we'll take our feet and walking them up towards the top of our mat here. So we arrive in this forward fold. Again, you'll follow the head all the way down. So drop it low. Inhale to lift yourself up halfway here, leaving the fingertips down, or you can move the palms to your shins or even to the tops of your thighs. But the idea is we have this nice long spine, head in one direction, tailbone in the other, making space between those vertebrae. Soften down here, resting those hands on your yoga mat, knees are soft. We're going to start with our right foot, and nice big step, we're coming back behind us. Step it back, wiggle it into position. Once it's there, you can go ahead and lower that back knee down, untucking your toe, and then making any little adjustments with this front foot. You can scooch it forward, you can pick it up and move it, you can do whatever you need to do here. But you find your hips, you press them forward to the top of your mat, maybe you're on your fingertips, eyes open for balance. And when you're ready, an inhale is going to lift these arms up overhead. You exhale, pull those elbows down, you cactus this out, lift the chest and the chin slightly. Inhale, reach those arms back up. Exhale, coming down long spine, but just halfway. So stay with your breath. You're going to breathe in to lift up. Exhale, cactus the arms, lean back a little bit if you would like. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, long spine, just halfway. 2 more times with this. You'll inhale to reach up. Taking that little back bend here. Keep it small. Reaching high. And nice long spine. So you're trying to reach even further than those first 2 rounds. 1 more time. Reaching up, leaning back. And come into the front, nice long spine. Inhale, go ahead and lift yourself back up. Steady yourself. Take a round of breath if you need to. But when you're ready, the next breath, the inhale will reach these fingertips up high. You open the chest. And as you exhale, we're going to open up to the right side of the body. Inhale to come back to the center with the arms. Exhale to open to the other side. Good, nice and slow. Inhale to reach up. And exhale to open. Still sending those hips towards the front of our mat here. And we're moving with our breath. So you'll need to find your pace. It may be a little slower, a little quicker. We'll take 1 more time. Reaching up, open up. Very nice. Coming back to the center, open to the right 1 more time. Again, steady yourself if you need to. But we're going to take this front arm, drop it down, let this other arm come up. Reach through those fingertips, hold this stretch. Opening it back up with both arms, returning to the center. Let's take it to the other side. This time we twist towards the left. This front arm is going to come to the outside of this leg, taking this nice little twist, keeping this back arm reaching behind us. Hold this stretch, feel that through your spine, and open it back up and right to the center. Lean back 1 more time at the top if you would like. Exhale to take it down. You might have to work through those wobbles. And then with that back foot, we'll tuck the toes, lift the knee up, and this front foot is stepping back to meet the other one in a plank. You can walk this out if you would like. Finding those core muscles again, pulling in nice and tight. We'll shift our weight forward slightly. Option to drop your knees here because we're going to bend our elbows to lower ourselves down. Inhale to lift up, nice cobra pose. And exhale right back down. Tucking those toes, press into your palms. We're going to use that strength to lift ourselves back up. Plank pose. Inhale to down dog. Walk those hands in. Maybe you open the feet a little bit if that feels good. But see if you can't follow the top of your head all the way down. Maybe you shake out with a little yes or no. Whatever you need to kind of let go of some tension there. Use your next breath. Let's walk those feet right on up to our hands. Forward fold again at the top of our mat. Following the head all the way down. Inhale to lift yourself up halfway. You straighten the legs here. Exhale back down. This time stepping back with our left foot. Whenever you're ready, nice big step. Not worrying too much about where it ends up because we can adjust. Dropping that knee, untucking the toe, and then make your adjustments in the front. There may be some room for that foot to scooch forward and you can push it on up, allowing room for your hips. That's what we're looking for. The hips come forward. With an inhale, when you're ready, it's slow and steady. Those arms reach up overhead. Take your time, especially if you feel a little wobbly. Exhale, cactus those arms, pull the elbows down, lean it back. And then inhaling to come back up and forward, just halfway. So you've got this long spine as you reach through the fingertips. Again, you reach up. Cactus those arms down, slight little lean back. It can be a very small range of motion. Inhale. Exhale to come forward, long spine. Kind of think about that halfway lift where you've got the head in one direction, the tailbone in the other, moving through this. Let's go one more time here. Reaching up and leaning back just if it's available. Nice and small works too. Inhale up, coming forward. Use your inhale. Let's lift up again this time. As you exhale, we're opening to the left side. So slight little rotation of the torso. Inhale to the center and open to the other side. So you may notice over here on this left side, you may be able to open a little further than you can on that other side, and that's okay. Moving with your breath, working through the wobbles. Got the option to tuck those toes in the back too. If you start to feel a little too wobbly, that might provide a little more stability for you. Very nice. So we'll come back to the center over here to the left side. Find your balance here. This front arm reaches down and you're going to open up, reaching the fingertips high to the sky. Pause here for a moment. And then open this back up. Return the arms to the front. And then we're going to the other side. Take your time to find your balance here. This front arm is going to the outside of that leg. Still reaching that back arm back through the fingertips. Feel the twist. And returning both arms to the front. Leaning back once more. And then exhaling to come down. Framing that foot. And tucking the toes in the back. Let's lift that knee up. Front foot steps back. Right into the plank. Again, walk this out. If you need it, catch your breath. Finding a little bit of stillness. We'll take a round of breath as we breathe through the choppiness, the strength of this pose. Try to get your entire exhale. You blow out completely. Shifting the weight forward slightly. Option to drop the knees here, keeping the elbows close, but bend them as we lower ourselves down. Inhaling right on up into that cobra, if you would like. And taking it down. Again, tucking the toes, press into those palms so you find your strength here to lift yourself back up into a plank, sending the hips up high, making those adjustments with the hands if needed, right into that down dog, heels pressed down towards your mat. Inhale, let's take those feet, walking them forward to the top of our mat here in a forward fold, following that head all the way down. Inhale, lift yourself up halfway here. Exhale down. Very nice. Inhale, we're going to go ahead and lift up all the way. You can wiggle your fingers here if that feels good, but we're trying to move very slow. Rolling the shoulders back at the top, the palms face forward. You hold this mountain pose here, making any little adjustments that you might need. With the breath, those arms come up overhead, bringing the palms together. Exhale, pull down. Let's bend our knees. We lower down into a chair pose. Taking 2 rounds of breath. Just hold this position. Nice strength through the lower body. Those quads, glutes, hamstrings. Staying with your breath. Little balance challenge here if you would like. Totally optional. You can leave your heels down if you prefer. But if you want to try, take a breath. And when you're ready, we're going to lift those heels up. So we're on our toes. You might be a little wobbly. That's okay. And to take it up even more, we're going to try to lower ourselves down. Take your time. Those hands can absolutely come down to catch you when they need to. And when you make it down, let's let the hands come down. Knees come forward here. You can keep those toes tucked in the back. But with a breath, this right arm is going to reach up and back behind you. Bring it around to the front. We reverse over to the other side. Right arm is going back and around to the front. Again, with this left side, the arm comes up, leaning back and to the front, reversing the other way. We've got one more round. If you want to make it a little bit bigger, you take this arm up, lean back, let the other one follow, and both come back down. Again, to the right side, lean it back, other arm comes up, and they both come down. Returning those hands in front of us here. You can keep those toes tucked for a second. Use your hands as much as you need for some support because we're coming right back into that position here. So you're on the balls of your feet. We're going to try to lift ourselves up from here. So those heels may need to come down. You may need to use your hands for a little support. So do your best. Keep them as you need to. But we'll lift up into the chair pose and then all the way up. Feels good to set those heels down. Exhale, blow out and breathe. Good. One more breath. Those arms come up overhead. Exhale to pull down and we're folding forward. Let that head come all the way down. Inhale, lift up halfway and exhale down. Very nice. We're stepping back with those feet just one at a time. Might have to work around your pets if they're out here. If they're out here with you too. There we go. Hold in this plank position for a moment. Finding an inhale. Let's send those hips up nice and high. Walk those hands a little back if you need to. With a breath, let's start with our right leg here. So you're going to think about keeping your left foot down on the mat. The right leg is going to lift up with a breath. It doesn't have to go high. And as you exhale, we're going to pull it underneath our body. So right in the center with the knee, kind of shift to that plank position. Stay strong. We're going to lift up and do it again. And right to the front. One more time. Lift up. It doesn't have to go high. Exhale to come forward. Pause in here. From this position, we're going to come into a pigeon pose. So this front leg, if you're okay, we're going to turn it out. Then you can work this back leg back right into your pigeon, taking as many of those little baby steps as you need to extend that leg behind you. In the front, you can go ahead and lower down right onto those forearms. You can interlace the fingers. You can make yourself a little pillow. But you're going to take a few moments to just kind of work through these adjustments, right? That front leg may need to move, the foot, the ankle, the knee, that back leg. Maybe it goes back a little further or comes in. Maybe you have some tension to release in your neck here. But the idea is to find a position that's comfortable enough for you to hold. Just the pose, not our breath. So you'll settle in. And let's go ahead and take a few rounds of breath here. Take your time to breathe slowly and deeply. Returning those palms to your yoga mat here if they're not there already. We're gently going to walk those hands in a little closer. And what we're going to do is roll onto this right hip a little bit so we can take this back leg and swing it around to the front. That right knee just lifts up in front. You'll hug that knee in nice and tight towards your body. And then go ahead and give it a nice little hug as we twist over here to the right side. Take your time to blow out, to relax your shoulders down and away. It's so easy to kind of leave them up high, but see if there's space for them to press down. And then releasing this to the front. You can go ahead and cross at those ankles. Hands come in front. We're coming to all fours, but just for a moment, because we're going to send our feet back into that plank. And then inhale up for that down dog. Reversing this over to the other side so you can make these little adjustments with your hands, your feet. Drop that head down, shake it out a little bit if it needs to. This time the right foot stays on our yoga mat. We're going to inhale, lift up with the left. So the leg lifts up. Again, it doesn't need to go high. You exhale, you bring the knee underneath as you shift the weight forward. So almost into a plank pose. Inhale to lift up. A lot of balance, a lot of strength. Exhale forward. One more time. You'll inhale to take it high. Exhale forward. And whenever you're ready, we'll take this front leg, we'll turn it out. That back knee can drop, and then you can work yourself right into your pigeon here, making as many adjustments as you need to get yourself nice and comfortable. Working the upper body down towards your yoga mat and coming back to your breath. So we'll slow it down, take a few rounds. Remember to make those little adjustments. If you notice you get into this pose and you're not comfortable, you can move around as much as you need to. Take those little minor adjustments, those little fidgets, just really leaning into all of that. Taking your time to breathe deeply as we hold this pose here. Take your time to return those palms down to your yoga mat. Press into them so you can lift up here. This time we're rolling over here onto this left hip so that back leg comes around to the front. Lifting this left knee up, you can hug it in tight towards your chest, and then we give it that nice gentle hug as we take this twist. Noticing where those shoulders are. Feel free to keep your eyes closed here too if that feels good. And releasing to the front. And taking both legs out in front, we're going to go ahead and make ourselves down towards our backs. So you can take your time to come down. We have our feet on our yoga mat here. Those knees are bent. Take a moment to get situated with those shoulders, that head. With an inhale, we're just going to go ahead and pull both knees in towards our chest, holding on to each leg individually, or if you'd like, you can interlace those fingers, and then gently pull the lower body towards your upper body. Feel that stretch. With an inhale, we're going to pick up our head, bringing our nose towards the knees so they don't have to touch. They're just moving in that direction. And as you exhale, blow out and let this come down. Loosen those fingers. Guide the feet back down, and we're gently going to open those knees out to the side. Taking those hands, so you can move one to your belly, one to your chest here. Take your time to let those knees fall. Maybe play with the distance between your feet and your body. You can be in a little closer, a little further, just looking for that nice, comfortable place to relax those hips, to let those knees fall open. Closing your eyes here if they're not closed already. We'll finish out our practice here today with a few rounds of breath. Taking as much time as you'd like to stay in this pose, to breathe, just to be. Whenever you are ready, we'll slowly let those knees come up here, and then you can make your way back up to a seated position, nice and comfortable, maybe on your bottoms here, crossing the legs in front, and then resting the hands down on the side of your knees, dropping the shoulders low. If you'd like, we'll bring those palms together right here at heart center. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today, and I will see you next time. Bye.